Hey to everyone out there. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope that this is blessing someone. Well, let me not even say hope. I know this is blessing someone, helping someone, motivating someone to be the best that they can be in God, purpose and design. Um Today is December 31st, 2020. It's the last day of the year. And I know a lot of people are saying thank God. No, thank God that it's here. 2020 have been, let me just say, been hellation for some folk. 2020 have brought people, pain and turmoil more than what expected. Um, this have been a year that people have not seen before in their lifetime. And for some folk, they may have had to trust God and step on faith and trust Him to build them up in another way than they expected. Some folk may have had a good year this year. But one thing I want to encourage people that say, well, God promised me I would see this, or I would be here, I'll be there, I'll be this type of person, or I would be in this position. And I want to say, or maybe you were supposed to do something that you haven't had a chance to do because you probably delayed or deferred due to some of the things that happened this year. And I want to say, don't discourage, don't give up, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up just because you didn't get to where you want to be this year. Um, Also, that's something that came to my mind, something that I've been meditating on, thinking on, is that God timing is not our timing. So, what God may have promised you at the beginning of the year does not mean it's not coming to manifestation. It's coming because His time year is not ours. This is man-made time. God's time is totally different from ours. So keep the faith, keep hanging on, keep pursuing, keep hope alive. Write your vision, make it plain. Keep meditating day and night until you make your race prosperous. Just because it did not come to pass this year does not mean God have left it alone. God is still working out for you. But it's in your power to make sure that you don't cancel, think negative, or put fear, put despair into it. Keep hope, keep believing, keep pursuing the promises that He gives to you. Write it down, meditate on it, imagine it. Put the vision in your mind, on your wall, on your phone, and keep it before you. Don't let it go. Don't let it go, because God is not a person that lies. He is a spirit that is true to His word. He's true to His promise, and He is going to bring it before you. It is manifestation in spiritual. It is there. All you gotta do is appear in the physical. But hang on. And we are going into 2021. A new day, a new year. And God is still the same. God is still the same as He was in the beginning of time, in the middle of time, and right now. He is still the same. He is still the one that is true to His promise, His message, and whatever He said for you to believe in. Believe it. So don't get depressed. Don't be sad. Don't be upset because it did not appear right now at the end of the year. As I said again, this is man time, not God time. Remember Romans 8:28, God made things work together for our good. And I know someone said, well, 2020 was like this. However, it still worked out in our favor. God still is in control of time. God is still in control of the promise. He's still in control of everything. And He knows the perfect timing, season, place, and person to manifest things into. So, as I said again, hang on and keep hope alive. I know somebody said that's a cliche, but for real, keep hope alive. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep sowing, keep being obedient to the word. Whatever God telling you to do it, do it. Do it faithful. And know that your blessing is there. Know that God is true to His word. Because some of we lose hope. Don't lose your hope. Don't allow people to put you in a box and say, well, you didn't get what so and so. So, well, I don't care. I know God is not lying to me. I know God is going to do what he said he's going to do. I may not know the intimate details of everything, but I know that my God don't lie, because I have seen him do it before, and he will do it now. So keep faithfully believing God. Keep faithfully imagining what God promised you. Keep the words on your mouth that align with God's promises and what God said you can have, and work it. Work the promise, work the vision, work the words. Use them. Use them. And don't allow 2020 to put fear in you. Don't allow 2020 to take your hope. Don't allow 2020 to take your belief. Don't allow 2020 to take your faith. Because this is just a year. And God is turning this year around into people's favor. God is turning this year around into people's faith. He made folks step out and do things that they were unsure of. He gave folk confidence to start their own business. He gave folk confidence to be better in their relationship. He gave folk confidence to be better parents. Because some of we didn't know who we was, because we were so busy with everyday routine that we had to stop and say, you know what? I have to do this better. I didn't realize I was afraid of being at home with my kids. I didn't realize I didn't know who my spouse was. I didn't realize I didn't know who my parent was. I didn't realize that I'm not concerned about my health. Because, this is what happened. People, COVID-19, were taken serious. It was not taken serious by everybody, but, folk health were put on the spotlight. Being at home by yourself, sometimes being in isolation, or you couldn't go around everybody when you got ready, things shut down different. It made you realize if you can deal with tough time. It made you realize, can you really got patience for your spouse? If you really got patience for your children, it made you realize who you was. And, some of we were good at some things. Some of we were not good at some things. So it brought forth the good and the bad in us and say, hey, if I'm good at this, maybe I can promote this as a business. I mean, think about some folks been working for 30 or 40 years at a company, and for whatever reason, they had to step away this year. And some of them stepped into their own business. That was not designed. That was not in their plan, but by the grace of God, God allowed them to come up with a plan. And now they part of their own business owners. Some folk marriage, they thought it was good. They thought it was okay because both of them were working, 8-hour, 10-hour shift, and they weren't seeing each other. But when they probably had to sit down at home and spend time together, they realized, I don't really like you. I really don't know you. It made them go back and reevaluate and rebuild one another. Folk had kids that had to come home. And, it made some parent realize, I don't do X, Y, and Z with my kids. Or, I didn't know my kids struggled in their homework. Or, I didn't know my kid was this smart in this subject. It made parent realize, let me spend time with my kids. Now, I'm not saying everything was perfect. Everything was smooth and clean. But it made us sit down and realize the good and the bad and make a decision if we're going to ignore it or work on it, or perfect it to be better. So God used this year to our benefit. And as I said once again, just because you didn't get to, you think what was the goal. Some folk had, rate goals. Some folk had money goals. Just because you didn't reach it by today does not mean that God have left you. Does not mean God is not going to bring it to pass. His time is not our time. I'm going to say that again. His time is not our time. You did not fail in 2020. 2020 did not fail you. God is still working it out. God's time is not 2020. God's time is his own. His ways are not our ways. We have to lean on his understanding. We have to trust. That's what trust is. Faithfully trusting him. And I'm going to leave it right there. So, 2020 have been a year. 2021 it's gonna blow some folks' mind, gonna probably blow everybody's mind. But I know one thing: I'm going in trusting God. I'm going in loving God. I'm going in being obedient to God. I'm going in still with my hopes, dream, and aspiration, knowing that God is faithfully gonna carry me through. He gonna work things out to my good. He gonna bless me even more. I'm gonna walk in the abundance. I'm gonna have my affirmation, confirmation. I'm gonna have my vision, because I'm still trusting God. I'm still believing God for everything that He promised me. And I encourage you to do the same thing. And as I always say, please like, share, leave your comments. I'm sure I will respond to them. And always walk in love, live by faith, and grow in grace. Until 2021, stay blessed.